As a barrister for the last 29 years, working primarily in commercial litigation, I've seen a lot of conflict in my professional life. I'm lucky. I feel temperamentally well suited to my job and I enjoy it. I'm conscious that not everyone is blessed in that way, so I am most grateful to God for the opportunities I've been given. It's a privilege to serve the law, which despite its occasional shortcomings, remains one of the great institutions of our civil society. It may surprise you that despite my professional calling, I'm not especially combative. I do love a good argument, and I think much good often comes from a robust participation in the contest of ideas. But I've always seen the benefits of resolving disputes rather than fighting them to the bitter end. And to most of my clients, that's what they want too. Sure, there are a few that just want their day in court and who say things like, it's not the money, it's the principle. But for the most part, people are drawn into contesting litigation only as a last resort. It's a funny thing. The public perception of lawyers is that we encourage our clients to fight disputes because that makes work for us. Maybe in some cases that is true, but my experience is the exact opposite. I spend time with every client explaining the virtues of settlement. I'm also an accredited mediator, so I even try to help other lawyers' clients settle their disputes too. Litigation is just one way of resolving conflict, and it's time-consuming, stressful and expensive. If parties can resolve their disputes out of court, it is almost always a better commercial outcome all round. What stands out to me is that almost every commercial dispute involves parties who each believe that they are in the right. The cases where one side is just bad and the other side is snowy white are rare indeed. More often there is a grey area, or a misunderstanding, or external pressure drives people into dispute with each other, or people simply misremember the facts. We all tend to rewrite history in our own favour, meaning that memory is imperfect and two people can quite genuinely have different recollections of the same event or conversation. What all of that has taught me is that conflict is not an unnatural state, or something necessarily to be feared or shunned. It is entirely human. What matters is how we respond to conflict and to each other when it arises. I don't think God expects us to avoid conflict. Sometimes we simply have to stand up for ourselves, or for others, or for what we know in our head or believe in our heart to be right. But we can do that without hatred or contempt for our opponent. They are human too, and they have their own point of view. Respect for each other and for just processes enables conflict to be managed and resolved in a peaceful way. That, I believe, is what God asks of each of us. Seek peace without failing also to seek justice. Give respect to others involved in the process, even those we find ourselves vigorously opposed to. Recognise that we may not always be right. Fight fair. And if in the end there is no choice but to leave it to a judge to decide our fate, recall that, as Kipling said of triumph and disaster, victory and defeat are both impostors and are to be treated just the same. Or as the scriptures say, there is one lawgiver and judge, so who are you to judge your neighbour?